So some of you are probably thinking, I'm hearing these words, vertical dramas, micro dramas. You're seeing things like real shorts and salty TV and all these things, different these things popping up everywhere on your feed.
Mhm.
I got hooked on one. I ended up watching 50 episodes or 1 minute long of this one thing. I had to find what was happening next. It's crazy. Well, they are right now. They're not the future. They are the now. And I'm doing a mini series. I'm talking to some of the stars of these movies that have some controversy too with them, but also making folks work. We're actors. We want to work. So this person, of course, is considered one of the hottest ones there on there. Titles like "Faux Fiance," "Taming the Landlord," "Coaching His Heart." These titles are straight out of romance books of old, and just typing a sentence and making a story out of it. I love it so much. Help me welcome Tyler Scheer. Hi, Tyler.
Thank you so much. Hi, James. How are you?
Hi. Okay, so first things first. Before we even get to that stuff, I just told him, and some of you guys who know me, of course, my fans know, I have a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania connection. So currently, Tyler, you're in Pittsburgh right now, right?
I'm in Pittsburgh right now, right before the snowstorm. Yeah.
Where are you in Pittsburgh?
I'm in Butler, PA.
Okay. So, as many people know, I lived in Pittsburgh for 20 years, owned two homes there. And the home that I lived in was in Troy Hill,
Okay.
above the Penn Brewery
Mm-hmm.
on Brave Wreck Street. Shout out to Brave Wreck, where I had a view of all of Pittsburgh. I could see Station Square, I could see Mount Washington, the three rivers, everything. I go down Troy Hill Road, going to Spring Garden. So I was on
Yeah.
the north side of Pittsburgh. That's where I'm from.
Great location.
The Mexican War Streets, all that stuff. I'm from over there. And what's funny is I used to go out to Cranberry. I used to go to McKnight Road and do all my shopping. Go to
Right,
Ross
just plugged right
Mall.
now.
So I
Yeah.
know all this. I know all this. I know Pittsburgh. Um, and some other really good friends or actors are from Pittsburgh also. And the other famous people like my friend Sean Kanan, who was in the Cobra Kai movie stuff, and also oh my god, I forgot his name. Billy Porter is from Pittsburgh.
Billy Porter. Yeah.
Some people from Pittsburgh. I always say Pittsburgh right now is having a resurgence because it looks like every city. What do you think? What are some of your thoughts about Pittsburgh and how it's emerging?
I love it. I mean, it's where I was born. It was where I was raised. I went to college here, so there's a huge soft spot in my heart for Pittsburgh. But also, when it comes to film, you're right. It's been in the last few years. It's been a booming spot because of the tax break, and they shoot so much here. And it's been one of my goals to shoot a TV show or a movie here. And I actually just had a huge audition for a hockey film that they're doing in Pittsburgh in March. It's a Miles Teller film.
Oh wow, okay.
So fingers crossed. But yeah, I mean, it's a great place. I'm so happy to be from here. There's a very rich historic aspect to Pittsburgh, and like you said, there's so many people that migrate from Pittsburgh to LA, and it's such a small tight knit community.
It is, and I miss my Primanti Brothers sandwiches. I do miss that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
I actually had it over the weekend.
Of
Yeah, I mean
course you did.
every time I'm here, you have to. You
Of
can't miss
course you did. Of course. I took my. I remember taking some friends who came to visit me, and I was like, "I'm gonna take you somewhere. You're gonna be really surprised." And they're like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do.
It's hard to explain it to somebody like when you're before you see it. Just trust me. You're like, just come, just trust me and eat.
Yes,
You won't be sorry.
and they love it. They do, and it is hard to. Or you can explain it, but they're like, "What?"
Yeah, they don't
That's,
understand until you
yes.
actually go. Yeah.
No. And we have the Rivers Casino, which was not there until a few years ago. It was kind of funny.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Pretty new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say something. So you posted, because I follow you on Instagram, of course. You can follow him at Go Watch My Reel. Great name. Love that title for his Instagram. You
I've had it for
post,
so long I can't change it. You know what I mean?
it's
People know
hilarious.
me by it.
I wanted to watch your reel. I was like, "Where's his reel?" I watch it. Here's the deal. You posted a picture. You were in a hockey uniform at the Muse Sports Complex. I have another show called A Lot on Sports. I talk about sports and stuff on here.
Yeah.
And I just put an episode last week that my first hockey game ever was at Mario Lemieux's retirement last game.
No way. That's wild. I mean, heck, that's a crazy first game to go to.
Isn't that crazy? No,
That's
I've never
wild.
been, and my friend was having an extra ticket. And I'm like, hockey. I mean, I never really seen. I mean, I've seen Mighty Ducks.
You're like, sure, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I said I'll go, and I was like, and I had it was at Mellon Arena, it was called at the time,
yep.
it was all the whole thing,
Hmm.
and it was, and they're like, so let's bring up because we also had was it Sidney Crosby? What's it?
Sidney Crosby, yeah,
He was just coming up, and they said, well, it's the retirement, it's the last game that Mario Lemieux's going to play, and I'm like,
that's wild.
my luck, and so I tell people that to go, oh my god, yeah, I was
By chance, yeah,
a chance.
that's awesome. That's incredible.
That's my Pittsburgh. That's why I give my because I shout out to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and folks, I mean, Pittsburgh. If you ever think about it, it's centered between near the East Coast. You can get to the East Coast really easily. The Midwest
Hmm.
is right there. The South's not that far away. Like it's just Canada's not, like it's in the Mid
Yeah,
Atlantic, and it's just like not far from anything.
yeah, yeah. Very central.
Okay, so sir, you are. I mean, I've seen some of your work, and you are like you're like a leading man in these things. But you're a trained professional. I always like to say you are a trained. You went to school. You're on stage. You do all these
Absolutely.
things. So where was your first movie? Do you remember what your first vertical drama was?
I do. It was I don't know if I can remember the title of it, but it was with Noah Fernley. It was probably a year and a half ago. Directed by a guy named Blue Sky, and I played the villain. My first one was a villain role,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, I just kind of fell in love with kind of like you hinted to at the beginning, that just the fact that I could be on set, you know. At that time, I was working a restaurant job, you know, auditioning here and there, doing commercials, and I was dreaming about sustaining myself fully acting, and then verticals kind of came out of nowhere, and it was like a dream come true to me.
And Noah Furney's another guy who's in a bunch of these also. I'll be talking to him too. It's another guy who's in these things too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where I met him, and we've been really close friends since. And he kind of took me under his wing, and because he had done, I think, maybe 15 at that time before when I did my first, and he kind of just like walked me through his process and how he approaches them, and was very helpful to me in the beginning.
How many have you done so far? About 40, 35, 40?
I'm 35. Yeah, I have two more in December, so I'll be at 37. But yeah, 35 right now.
So I need to ask because I'm not sure the filming process. What I'm told is it's still a long drama cut up into different things. So are you filming it like a regular, just like you would film anything else?
Yeah, yeah. Most of them are feature length scripts, so 120 to 150 pages, depending on the app. And yeah, they're shot just like independent features. So I've done ones that are 10 days, 12 days.
Oh wow.
I will say recently they have been lower days. I think the scripts are getting a little bit more compact, which isn't a bad thing. You know, they're sort of getting rid of the bulk in a lot of the scripts. So, I mean, Candy Jar, which is one of my favorite apps, they shoot 5 or 6 days. So it just
Wow.
depends on the length of the script. Yeah.
I mean, the scripts. I mean, like I said, are the scripts about 120 pages?
120 pages. Yeah. Yeah. Or give or take.
That's good.
So you're shooting around 15 pages a day. I mean, it's a pretty rigorous schedule. 12 plus hour days. Kind of similar to a soap opera
Say that. Let's just say that.
schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say that.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, so you get in. So I mean, I know you've heard different things like, oh my god. And I think to me, like I say, it reminds me of the romance novels. Reminds me of the Lifetime movies that came out when they came out first. They're quick. I always call them quick, fast, in a hurry. They're fun.
Mhm.
They're outrageous, and I know some you can cuss on them, and they have all
Yeah.
kinds of subject matter. Like it's no big deal. So as you're navigating through these, when you get these scripts, what do you think?
Well, it's changed. I mean, when I first started doing them, just like anything else, I was happy with just to be on set and be working. So I was kind of more lenient towards the kind of scripts that I was getting, and then over time, you know, you build a fan base, and you sort of dig your feet into this sort of industry, and you become more selective, and that's where I'm at right now. And I mean, when I get an offer, the first thing I ask for is a script. I mean, the script is the most important part to
Yeah,
me, along with the director. But yeah, like you said, I'm sort of looking for more nuanced scripts. something not because these can be repetitive. You can see the sort of the same storyline over and over again, and some actors love that. It's comfortable, and it's in their wheelhouse, and no disrespect to them, but I'm the type of person that I like to challenge myself. So I'm especially now I'm looking for roles that are sort of different, have an arc to them. They're different in the beginning of the story than where they end up in the end of the story. And that's sort of where I'm at right now with verticals, being a little bit more selective.
I also noticed that you will change your looks. I see in film, so you are a true actor where you're like, I'll shave my head or I'll grow hair. I've seen you different hairstyles throughout all these things too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. I was joking around with Noah about it. I buzzed my hair for, I did a boxing film, and that's important to me. I mean, all the actors that I look up to, Christian Bale and all these other
Oh
guys,
yeah,
they're like chameleons, and that's how I want to be. I want to tailor my image, not only my hair but my body and all that stuff to a specific role. And I was joking with Noah, and I buzzed my hair, and now I can't grow it out because every production that saw that now wants me to buzz my hair. So I'm like halfway through like growing it out, and I guarantee I'll book something in the next month or two where they're like, hey, we saw that buzz, can you buzz it? And then I'll have to buzz it again. But
you're like sure. Oh, I'll buzz it. Okay, I mean,
I
we're
mean,
lucky we can grow our hair. I mean, we're lucky we
if
can
it
grow our hair.
exactly, and if it works for the role, I'm all for it. I'm all for the integrity of the role for sure.
So, what do you say to any of the kind of criticisms about these things? I mean, anything new, people. This has been around for a long time in Asia and in Europe. It's been around for a long time. But what do you say with some of the people going? Oh, I don't know. It's the same with soaps. I have so many soap friends. They've heard it for years. It's just soap operas. But I'm like, it's real. It's
Yeah,
real acting. It's acting. Isn't that what you want to be doing? Is acting?
exactly. And all the thoughts that I've heard, or all the things that I've heard, I've thought those at one time or another as well. I mean, are they cheap? Are they, they're getting really, there's a lot of sex in them and stuff like that. And I hear that argument, and I would say, bring it back to what we said again, is how grateful I am, and fellow actors that I'm working with are just to be working. The you mentioned it earlier, how I'm a trained actor, and you can train at colleges or schools in LA, and that's all great. I've done that. I've spent over 10 years studying
Yeah,
acting,
yeah, yeah.
but there is no greater education than actually doing it on set. And I don't care if the script is terrible. I always I mentor a couple younger actors that are getting into verticals, and I always tell them, elevate it. You know, bring yourself to the role. I don't care if the writing's bad. Put it in your own words, because a lot of these companies don't care. They want you to put it in your own words. I said the great actors elevate the work, and so that's what I would say to the criticism is it's employing, you know, thousands and thousands of not only actors but crew members in LA and beyond. It's now in Australia. I've shot in Vancouver, all these other places. So I would, before you knock it, I would give it a shot. That's what I would say to them.
I know I
Try,
agree with you. I've told
yeah,
my friends who are in some of these things, you spun shit into gold. I mean, I tell them all the time. We laugh. I'm like, because you really can sometimes get a really great performance, and you're like,
absolutely.
oh, you did it. I'm like, okay, so you did your work. You're an actor. You're hired to do this. You're hired to make it come to life. So I'm like, okay,
Absolutely.
you did. So I'm like, okay, you did. Got it.
Yeah. And I and a lot of the other actors, we're aspiring for bigger things. Obviously, this isn't our end all be all, but I just think it's a very fortunate place to be as an actor in LA. I'm not just saying this. I thank my lucky stars every night that I came across these verticals, I'm fortunate enough to be able to be in them.
There are folks. People don't understand this who are not in the business. They just don't. And they don't understand that there are a lot of not working actors
and
more
and
than
and a
working.
lot of those actors are hearing about the verticals, and they're sort of like, just how I was when I first heard them. I was like, I don't understand this, and they're saying, oh, well, you can do that, and I can make that much. It's like a
Yes.
lot of those guys and girls are trying to get into them now. So
But when you say, Tyler, though, you are using some of your schooling, your knowledge in doing these too, aren't you?
absolutely, absolutely. I have a musical theater background.
Yes, he can sing too, folks. He can sing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and a lot of these scripts recently involve singing and even dancing. So, yeah, I try to incorporate everything I've learned. I mean, I've studied so many different methods over the years. I studied at Playhouse West in LA. That's probably
Oh yeah.
where I learned the most. I mean, I've been there for over 10 years,
Wow.
studying the Meisner technique,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know. It's yeah. I try to incorporate all that stuff into the vertical work.
Hey, are there any vertical? I haven't seen a vertical musical yet.
Not a musical, but they do like a Star Is Born sort of style,
Okay.
where the guy's a singer and the girl's a singer,
You should
and
do that. Oh my God,
I
so
would
you.
I would love to. I would love to do that. Yeah. There's been rumblings about a musical I've heard.
Okay.
So maybe next year. That would be awesome.
That would be kind of fun. I guess because I saw something of you where you were in the touring company of Beauty and the Beast, I think, or something you did years ago.
Yeah, National Tour of Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
about 7 years ago. Yeah.
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 So you know the whole pacing of acting, singing, working on
Yeah.
stage. I mean, I can see you doing that. I can tell you see you doing that.
Yeah. No, I would absolutely love to do that. The one I'm doing when I fly back to LA on actually tomorrow, and I start one right away, and I'm really excited about it because it's written almost like a play.
Ooh,
It only has about 3 scenes in it, and they're like long form, and I'm playing a Duke, and I'm really excited about it. It
wow.
brings me back to my Point Park days when I was
Yes.
doing plays, and I was like, oh wow, this is very very theater-esque. I liked it.
What is your technique in remembering your lines?
I have a particular method that I use, which involves this is a cliche quote, but a lot of people say the lines are the boat on the water. The intention behind the line is the river, and so I spend a lot of time first and foremost reading and understanding the entire play or script, and then I break it down scene by scene, and I start trying to figure out who the character is, what he wants, his journey throughout the play, and then just repetition with understanding what the person is saying. I'll sort of before memorizing the exact lines, I'll put it in my own words so that I understand what he's saying and how I would say it. And then the lines are like the sprinkling on top right before I like the night before or something like that before I actually shoot. That way it's ingrained in me, like the what the character wants rather than just saying the words.
Yeah, I've learned also to be present. Just hopefully you don't always get a good scene partner, but when you do, it's magic,
Absolutely.
right? It's magic because when you're in the moment, it's weird.
Absolutely.
Words come out. They're like, oh, they're coming out because you did some studying, obviously, but the words come out.
And that's why the preparation is so important to me is so that I'm free on the day. If I'm not prepared and I don't know what I'm saying, then I'm not free to look at the other person and see what they're saying and react to what they're saying.
Right? But you really do have movie star looks, and I want to see you on some Hallmark films. I do. I want to see you in some Hallmark films. I can see it. You have it. You have it, Tyler. You have it.
I would love to do a Hallmark film.
I have friends over there. I get to talk to them. See if I can get you over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Put,
I
put,
get, because
put me in contact with them.
because yeah, I can see you doing it. Now, did your dad get in the car?
Yeah, he just got in.
Hi, Dad.
Hey,
Oh, look at that.
good.
He got movie star looks too. Look at him. I see
What?
where you get
Did
it
you have
from.
movie star looks too?
Oh my God, I
He's
see where you get it
from
from.
Pittsburgh.
No.
James,
I
yeah.
see where you get it from. Oh my goodness.
Right? I know the resemblance.
It's all that yinzing in Pittsburgh. It must be that. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Do that. Well, I know he's not on camera, but I was wondering, what's he think about you doing all this? I'm sure parents are like, I mean, he's doing it, but you have success as an actor.
What do you think?
We're proud. Words like proud don't even come close to how we feel about it. It's just amazing. We have 8 children. They're all amazing children, and Tyler fits right in there. I mean, his determination. I mean, for the amount of work that he's put in and the time he's put in, and he's never ever said, I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm gonna try something else. Never ever has he wavered, and it's amazing to us. And we are so happy for his success. We knew he would be because that we see him. We know he's our son.
He got it from
But
you. You got good parenting. There you go.
well, I don't take all the credit. I think it's my wife and her parents who are from Italy lived with our kids for over 30 years.
Oh,
They
wow.
lived in a house, right beside us. And so the kids interacted with them. Actually, they just lost their grandfather. He was 102 a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. So, but I think they had a lot to do with their upbringing. And I mean, I like to say that, all 8 kids are good citizens, and that's all I care. If they're good citizens and, whatever they do, they've all done different things. So
I like that. Come on, Dad. Oh, I got great dad with that. I love that. And sorry for your loss, with your. I mean, 102 is a great life.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you lived an incredible life. Incredible life.
That's crazy. Well, Tyler, thanks for being on the show. And now you got a new fan in me. You got to come back on. I'll work
anytime.
On Mark. We'll get you everybody. But you're the king of the vertical dramas. We love it.
Anytime. Thanks for having me, James. I really appreciate it. It was nice chatting with you.
Folks, Tyler Scherer, go follow him again at Go Watch My Reel. You can't watch his reels. He's on YouTube. You can, Tyler Scherer, you can watch his reels. But go ahead and watch him. This is Hollywood Mini Spotlight. I'm James Lott Jr. We'll see you next time.